And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our American Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Team Protoss Pro. It is Astrea. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Red Zone player representing Starlight Twinkle SLT. It is Wayne. Here we go. Ooh. Again, we've been looking for this series. We've been looking at these two players from the beginning of the tournament, and now they're finally facing off to determine who makes it to the semifinals, who makes it into the top 4. As the probe scout does come in, Wayne forced to take the unnatural natural. So far, standard opener. We just featured a very aggressive ZVP between Wayne and Ninja, and we could be seeing something similar. Astrea can also be a very chaotic player, very hard to read. That's why we love Astrea. He does think outside the box. He does often come up with his own builds. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It's always entertaining, though. it's always entertaining watching Astrea. And not saying he only has to rely on quirky builds. He can whip them out, but he can also play standard, right? Like, that's the strength of Astrea, is his unpredictability. He is unpredictable even. So he's hard to read, hard to keep up with. We'll see what he does bring to the table. Here we go. As of now, Hatchcast pull out of Wayne, standard opener. This time no crazy pull first or 12 pull shenanigans. Likewise, gate expand here from Astrea into the Cybercore. Astrea always does this, by the way. Like, the wall-off is looking a little bit vulnerable with the pylon, with the exposed pylon. But really, he's just baiting you in, and we shouldn't really be seeing a big reaction out of Wayne. Let's get eyes on the wall, and it is going to be joining up. We're easing our way into game 1. Now again, Astrea also really in form at the moment. He is going to be competing in the Esports World Cup. Astrea is confirmed for EWC as the American seed, as a seed from the Americas. So Astrea, I'm sure, is practicing hard, training hard, customs, ladder, competing in these online weeklies. Astrea, even last week, made it to the finals. For those who were here for it, Astrea, he took down Björn. Astrea took down Björn last week in the semis, and Astrea went up against Clem in the grand finals. Astrea went down in the finals to Clem, but Astrea made a series out of it. He did take a game. Went all the way to game 4, if I remember correctly. Almost game 5. I still remember that the final series. I was casting with Chicken Man and Astrea. He wasn't looking too bad. He had his own moments. He even had his own leads in that final game, but did slip away in the end against Clem. No shame in that. But we'll see if Astrea can make another finals run. Lings pushing forward. Oh, not quite getting the Adept. Adept does shade away. Does barely shade away. Lings moving out across the map. We can see Wayne trying to punish that Adept, and can he get it? Oh, oh. They're going for it. The Adept under fire, and it looks like the Adept is going to go down. Not a bad pickoff here from Wayne. Meanwhile, we have the third base. Again, Stargate opener into Oracle. Standard opener here out of Astrea is moving out. Does force the Lings back. And interesting, that is a Twilight Council before the base is even halfway done. So a very fast Twilight Council here out of Astrea. If this was any other player, I would assume this was Glaives. I would assume this would be, yeah, okay. This should be Glaive Adepts. I say that we have 3 gateways for now. I just realized we did not get a second gateway on the low ground, so 3 gate Glaives for the time being. We should be seeing another gateway momentarily. The other option is that this could be charge. We have seen Trigger play around with a charge-based follow-up. Meanwhile, drones are going down. We get 2 workers here at the third, but just 2 workers. Acceptable losses for Wayne. And it is not charge. We're going into Blink. Now, very few players embrace this. Hero does this quite often. What Hero does is he goes into a fast Twilight Council into Blink, and this leads into Blink Aggression into a 3-base all-in. Into like 8 gates and just non-stop Blinkstalker aggression. I'm curious if Astrea goes in that direction as well. Forge is on the way for +1. Again, Blink is going to be very fast for Astrea. That does mean that he can be more active, faster, sooner on the map. Speaking of, that's why he's moving out. You know, the Stalkers are already hitting the field. You could argue this is a little bit bold of Astrea, but we have the Oracles to support, like so. They zone the Lings away, and we catch an Overlord. Overlord goes down, we go for the Queens. Oh! Queens under fire. Astrea rotating over. As Astrea does dip in between the bases, clearing up some creep, does get 2 tumors, rotating over towards the 4th. And can Astrea force a cancel? Meanwhile, at the same time, Wayne is embracing mass Ling. +1 melee on the way. Lings are amassing as we speak. So they delay any kind of 4th base. Blink is not yet done. Oh, just before Blink, we get 1 Stalker kill. Blink now completes. We do manage to get away. Clutch Blink there out of Astrea, but Lings, oh, they are denied. Stasis Trap goes off. Astrea holds his own. Again, very efficient trades. Astrea only losing 1 Stalker for 27 Lings. Very efficient trade. Astrea didn't get the cancel, unfortunately. Did not cancel the base, but will back off. Does back off. Again, he's traded well, making use of that early Blink timing. And we are expanding. We are taking the 4th base. Wayne is forcing a cancel. Just barely. Just in time to do cancel. And more Lings are amassing again. A very Ling-heavy style out of Wayne. Going for the natural. Astrea will respond. And it does get the full wall off. The Lings are denied, and Astrea's taking up. He's expanding, taking a 4th base, and taking up into a Robo, into Temple Archives. Charges on the way, +1 is finishing. Astrea getting into the mid-game in a very unique way. As I mentioned before, like, we don't often see 3-gate Blink into a 4th like that. It's very unique there from Astrea. But with that build, he was able to be hyper-aggressive. He was able to shave off so many... 47 Lings! 47 Lings going down for 1 Stalker and 3 Adepts. Like the trades have been impressive. The downside for Astrea is his 4th. His 4th was cancelled twice. Or cancelled once and denied the 2nd time. Oracles, they get 5 drone kills across the map. Very nice damage. It does feel like Astrea's in the driver's seat. Wayne is still recovering. Wayne is getting up to 4 bases. 5th base is on the way. His economy is still getting up and running, and we are embracing Ling Hydra. Okay. Now, Wayne has an option. He has a choice to make. He can either go Ling Hydra into Hive Tech, but I don't see an Infestation Pit. I don't see a Pit. I don't see a Lurker Den. I don't see a Hive on the way, which means Wayne is committing. I say that. There's the Infestation Pit now on the way after we invested into the army, and we catch an Immortal. Immortal gets caught out. It's a very nice pick off here from Wayne. And as he's flooding everything across the map, Storm isn't done. Storm just barely not done. We get 1 High Templar. We get 1. We're going to get 2. Massive catch here. Wayne catching Astrea with his pants down. The pants, they were all the way down, Papi. Completely exposed. Again, Storm is 1 second away. We have 1 Storm. Massive connection on the Lings. But that cost us 3 High Templar. Like, Wayne hit just at the perfect moment, just at the perfect time, and we had 1 Storm, but we don't have another. No Storms left. High Templar goes down. Astrea getting caught just before we could really get going. Just before we could really stand up. And Wayne is knocking Astrea down. Lings, they busted. Oh, they're being cleaned up at the 4th. We only got 5 probe kills. Astrea, he's holding. He's barely holding on. We're running out of Lings, but Hydras, they get into the base. They get into the mineral line. Probes are going down. Ay. 14 probe kills. Finally, some economic damage. And behind this, Wayne is taking him into a Hive. Hive, Lurker Den. Lurkers are on the way. The 4th base has been broken. And Astrea, he won't be able to get into his final form. Not this time. Not anymore. Gets 4 drones across the map. We collapse in once again. No Storms. We needed more time. The High Templar are not ready. Overcharge gets popped. Shield Battery gets focused down. The Archons, the production. It's all under fire. Wayne backing up for now. Now remember, Wayne was staying on a low drone count. He was doing this all off of 69 workers. Nice. But off of only 69. Now he's droning. Now we're droning up. Now we're focusing on our economy. Astrea survives, but is he really living? Like, Astrea, he still has some recovering to do here. Reprobing, building up his army once again. And because Astrea is stuck at home, that means that Wayne is free to tech. That means he is safe and sound and free to drone and tech up into lurkers. Even into Vipers as well. No Vipers yet, but we're getting there. We are getting there. Meanwhile, Astrea moving out. Oracle towards the left. Zealots towards the right. The Zealots are called out. We shut down the initial Zealots. Likewise, Oracle is forced back. And this makes sense. +1 air attack. At this point, because Astrea lost all his momentum, I think this is the right call. Take him into Sky Toss. We're getting ready for Sky Toss. We should be looking to turtle up. There we go. We have a wall of cannons, wall of shield batteries here at the 4th. We should be doing the same here at the 3rd, just getting a defensive setup and just turtling up and working towards Sky Toss. But this does mean that Wayne is free to max out. Like, Wayne should be mass expanding. Just mass expand, max out. There's a fleet beacon on the way, as we mentioned. Again, Astrea, his answer, one of his only answers, one of his only options is Sky Toss. Nice storm on the Lings. And as Astrea starts to move out, the lurkers move in. Not a bad storm. Takes down one lurker. We do catch a lurker. Wayne pushing forward. I do like how aggressive Wayne is being, just to try to break Astrea before Sky Toss comes into play. Yeah, lurkers are welling in from multiple angles. Collapsing on the High Templar. Storms are being thrown down. So far, Astrea is holding. Oh. We pull away from the High Templar. We shut down the main army. Very impressive defense here out of Astrea. But again, it's his ideal, right? He's fighting with the help of cannons and shield batteries. He's fighting with his defender's advantage. And Wayne, he throws away a lot of supply. That was 14 lurkers. It's 14 lurkers, 7 hydras for an Archon, and 4 stalkers. Like, the gas trade here was heavily in favor of Astrea. And he needs to do that again. Astrea does need to do that again as Wayne is building up more lurkers. We deny the expansion. Fifth base is denied. Again, it's going to be difficult for Astrea to take a 5th. Like, the 5th is so much more exposed. And Wayne still has map control, but that lead that Wayne once had is not as large as it once was. Stasis goes off. Get High Templar in position, ready for those storms. Wayne wants to commit it towards the natural. But Astrea, he rotates over, he keeps up. Lurkers that do burrow. But here come the storms. 2 storms on the army. Zealots, they collapse in. The Stasis working against the Protoss. As Wayne is gaining ground, trying to break through into the natural base. Immortals are getting low. We have 1 storm left. Here comes the mothership. And we do have Cloak. Wayne just forcing his way in. It's a one-way trip. Not going to be easy. The Zealots, they come in from the right-hand side. They look down the lurkers. They clean them up. But that's 15 probes going down. At the same time, Wayne, he hits the left-hand side, denying the 5th, going for the 4th. Yeah, Lings and lurkers, they do push in. Astrea has to rotate over. He just doesn't have the supply. Having a hard time keeping up. We're going for the base. The Nexus. The Nexus gets surrounded. It's going to go down. The Nexus will fall. Astrea knocked down to 3 bases. And when I say 3 bases, we're running out of resources here in the main, the natural, and the 3rd. We're running out of money. We need an expansion. Carrier production has begun, but Wayne, he's done enough. And bearing in mind that throughout all of this, Wayne, I mean, he is losing some workers now, but he's freely mining from 6 bases. Wayne has double the base count of Astrea. Astrea has 70 workers, but he's not mining efficiently. That's the problem here, is that Astrea, he has inefficient mining, needs a 4th and a 5th. Astrea doing everything he can to harass. Ooh, but he gets punished. The prism goes down. The Zealots as well. I'm loving the lurker morph there from Wayne. Preserves the Hydra. Wayne has remaxed, and Astrea has yet to really do so himself. Nice slow zone on the lurkers. Storm as well. Astrea, oh my god, another massive storm. Astrea taking the best fight. Oh my, we stand in the storms. That was 3 storms back to back to back. That was the best engagement that Astrea could have hoped for. The storms were insane. Astrea, he holds his own. Very impressive in the 4th base, getting back up and running. Lurkers, they come in for a waddle by. Just the one lurker. Oh. Ooh, getting 3 probes. Oh my god, 8 probe kills. Worth it. 8 probes go down. Not a bad trade for one lurker. Wayne is remaxing. Again, Wayne, his economy is still more or less untouched. More or less. We're on the right-hand side. We have the main army towards the left. Again, the problem here is that Astrea is having a hard time splitting up his army to defend. To defend multiple locations at once. We need an expansion. 5th base being retaken once again. Can we hold on to it? The revelation of the lurkers. Lings are moving in on the right-hand side. We have an Archon. We have a storm. Multiple storms. The High Templar are exposed. The Lings, they bust in, and we get 1, we get 2, we get 3 High Templar. Massive pickoffs. Oh my god. That was brutal. 3 High Templar. Lurkers are pushing forward. Astrea is being pulled apart. He will defend, but these were expensive losses for Astrea. We're down to 4 High Templar. Losing essentially half of our High Templar count. Lurkers, they waddle in. They deny the base. That's all we need to do. That's the weak condition for Wayne, is just deny the 5th over and over again. That's all that needs to be done. Storm of the lurkers. Not bad. Yeah, pushing forward. Do we have another storm? We do! Oh my god, massive storm. The lurkers are going to be completely cleaned up. We shut down every single lurker. Once again, Astrea taking an insane fight. And we're all in. There's no turning back. Astrea has no longevity in this game. Stuck on 60 workers. We have to keep pushing. And we're gaining ground. Wayne is in trouble. Wayne just lost every single lurker. He needs time to rebuild. Wayne has the economy. Wayne has a bank. Time is working for Wayne. But that's why Astrea, he's already pushing in. He's just not giving Wayne the time he needs to remax. Lings are being shut down. Hydras are exposed. And Astrea, looks like we've done it. Yeah, we have done it. GG gets called. Astrea forced into the all-in. And he snowballs out of control. Astrea takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Very impressive push there out of Astrea. Bearing in mind that if the game had gone on any longer, if Wayne was given more time to rebuild and remax, then that would have been game. Like, Astrea, he was stuck on 4 bases. He was denied the 5th time and time and time again. He could not expand. But those are some crazy fights. Like, we saw towards the tail end of that game, in the lead up, even in the center of the map, the storms were crazy for Astrea. He was just trading as efficiently as possible. And caught Wayne out multiple times. Multiple times. Wayne was caught out, was stuck under the storms. Was stuck exposed, and yeah, with that, Astrea takes the lead. Impressive. Impressive stuff here. Meanwhile, scrolling down, we do have a free win for Mape, if you ask me. True. Aye. Here we go, we're getting into game 2. Looks like we're going to be loading into Site Delta. Site Delta for that second game. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Site Delta, we have our American Protoss player coming back from the brink of defeat, representing Virtus Pro. It is Astrea. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. Again, he was looking so good in that first game, but it did slip between his fingers. It did get out of range, out of reach. Can we bounce back? It is Wayne. I do think that both Wayne and Astrea are definitely comparable here. I mean, that was a wild game one, very back and forth. Both players had their moments. Last Astrea did take it in the end. I'm hoping for an ace match. I'm hoping we can go the distance here and go all the way to game 3. We'll see if we can. See if we can. As Wayne is going hatch first. Wayne is going for a hatch gas pool. Standard opener at Wayne. Likewise, Astrea going for a gate expand into Cybercore. Everything's looking as it should. Astrea is being as annoying as possible. You know, is going to be mining those minerals and forcing some inefficient mining. For those that are unaware, a mineral patch can only be mined by 2 workers at a time. So with a probe in the mix, you can kind of force the drones to bounce around and to find other mineral patches. So just a little bit of a worker battle early on. Nothing too major, just some inefficient mining. As we are settling in. Are going to be settling in. And from here, if you remember, if you recall, winding it back a little bit, Astrea did go for a Stargate opener in game 1. It was a Stargate into a early Twilight Council with 3-gate blink. He was very successful with his initial blink timing. I'm curious if we embrace the same build or if we go for a different variation. Again, typically in PvZ, Protoss have a lot of options. They can go into Glaives, they can go 4-gate blink, they can go into Charge, even a 3-base all-in. And it isn't just that Protoss have a lot of options, but Astrea himself comes up with a lot of his own playstyles and is a little bit unorthodox as well. So my eyes are definitely on Astrea as we enter the mid-game. Wayne taking a third, droning up. Is just droning up. Probe, I believe, yep, did confirm the location of the 3rd base. But now Stargate opener, and that is an early Bailey Nest. Oh my god, okay. Wayne, you have my attention. Wayne, he's had enough. He's had enough. He's going for a Bane Bust. You can see here 8 Lings are on the way. Bailey Nest almost done at this point. It's reaching that halfway mark. And the game will end one way or the other. Either Wayne kills Astrea with the Bane Bust or he dies trying. And Astrea's in the dark. Astrea has yet to piece it together. So important for these Adepts to get across the map. They need to scout. They need to get eyes on the cancelled 3rd base. Oh my god, we're crazy. We cancel the 3rd. We're committed to the all-in. Lings are flooding across the map, and we avoid the Adepts. Astrea's in the dark, but it's going to be a big tell once Astrea realizes what's going on. He sees no base. Now he knows. Now Astrea knows we need a big reaction. The Lings are here. The Lings are already here. The wall is wide open. We force a recall. Boys are being pulled. We have the Stalker. But Lings are already on the other side. No shield battery. Stalker under fire. Nice drone drilling there out of Astrea. Oh my god, he saves the Stalker. The drone drill, the probe drilling even. The Stalker survives a little bit longer. We hold the line. We fully wall off. It's going to cost us probes, but we're all in. Like, the Zerg players all in anyway. We can afford to lose some workers. Astrea still has a worker lead. Bailings, they smash on forward, but we have a full wall. The pylon's exposed. The pylon is the weak point here. We have more Bailings waddling in. The Oracle races back. Stalker warps in just in time. The gateway is under fire. Shield batteries in production. But Astrea's holding. He has a secondary wall. He has a second wall behind this. He holds the line. GG gets called, and Astrea takes the series 2-0, advancing on to the semifinals. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Very impressive play there out of Astrea. I thought it was over. The Lings, they were in the natural. They got a surround on the Stalker, but the probe drilling, the probe micro there from Astrea was very impressive. He was able to get a surround on his own Stalker to save it, to reduce surface area. And not just that, because of that move, he was able to buy time. He was able to clean up the Lings. He was able to get a second wall behind the Stalker as well, just in time. It cost Astrea all those probes, but his opponent was all in. Astrea wasn't. Astrea still was ahead in workers. He could afford to lose them, and it was worth it in the end. He was able to fully wall off in time, and the Bane Bust did fail, did crumble before Astrea. GG. GG, well played. Very impressive defense there out of Astrea, considering he had seconds to react. That's what the most impressive thing is, that it was a late realization of what was happening, and the Lings were already in his natural when he realized what was going on, and he had very quick decision making there out of Astrea, very fast moves, and pulls it off. GG. GG, well played. Astrea holds, Astrea survives, and with that, we're getting ready for our next set of matches.